Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be back at Automate. It's my first time to have the Automate in Chicago, but it's like mind blowing what have you done in this show. I'm really, really excited. And moreover, the collaboration that we have with you. So we hope that one of these days we can have a show as big as this one in Mexico.
We're so excited to talk about that collaboration today. I know it means so much. A3, of course, we have an office in Mexico, A3 Mexico. Claudia Rodriguez heads that up for us. And so let's talk a little bit about the state of manufacturing in Mexico. How is automation being utilized to enhance productivity and competitiveness there?
Yes, thank you. Well, in terms of the state of the industry in Mexico, well, Mexico is among the world's 5 largest importer of advanced manufacturing technology. Specifically, talking about robots, that's what we're interested about, and automation technologies. In the case of Mexico, we experienced a successful story. According to the International Federation of Robotics, in 2022, Mexico was within the top 15 countries worldwide in terms of industrial robots installations, while we were the second place in Latin America. And, like in total, in 2022, more than 6,000 industrial robots were installed in Mexico. So we can see like the growth of this industry, this technology, and how it has benefited our economy.
Absolutely. As we've seen similarly here in the U.S., it's great to see that in other countries as well. Of course, A3, we're a global organization. But let's talk a little bit more about you and your experience. You are someone deeply involved in international economics and public policy. What are those key factors in bringing the development of automation into Mexico manufacturing?
I will say that Mexico has 4 competitive advantages. First of all, location. We know we are neighbors with the biggest consumer of technology and one of the most important economies worldwide. But we also have a very good range of free trade agreements. So that has helped the companies that come into Mexico to increase their market worldwide. Second, Mexico is the 6th country with the most STEM graduates, just below Germany, India, Russia, South Korea, and France. And in the continent, we are really producing a lot of engineers.
Yes, you are. That's very high.
Yes. And then the third advantage is that Mexico has a very large industrial base that is rapidly digitalizing. And finally, nearshoring. We have heard this word so many times in the past year, friendshoring, nearshoring, all these shorings, but it has helped Mexico's economy to increase and also to increase the demand of technology because all the companies that are coming into our country have these very specific needs for continuing their production like they do it back home.
That's incredible. I love to hear that you have so many STEM graduates. That's incredible. That must feel so good, looking at the next generation coming into this field.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, the role of automation and how do you perceive that in transforming traditional processes in Mexico and what impact is it having on industry and growth?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you asked this because as you know, technology has no boundaries, no? And you know that Mexico is very well known about tequila. And sooner or later, Industry 4.0 was going to reach the tequila industry. And in fact, one of your members with Siemens made this collaboration with a tequila house back in Mexico to make all the processes in order to have a much more efficient production where they can reduce the waste by using digital twins and then increasing productivity because like the agave plant, it takes like 5 to 7 years to be produced. So they are making sure to make it very efficient and now and even more sustainable.
Wow, I'm so glad that you brought that case story. I love to hear about that. I mean, who doesn't like tequila?
Yeah.
But that's incredible, and I'm sure that's saving them so much time and effort. What about International Transformation Mexico, ITM, your event, it plays a pivotal role in showcasing these automation resources. Now, for those of us in the US, like myself, that haven't been there yet, can you just tell us a little bit about what you expect when you go to ITM?
Yes, sure. So ITM, it started in 2019, and it's not only a trade show with a exhibition floor, it has become more of a platform. So yes, we all gather in October and we have the show floor and we have conferences and educational programs and so on. But the thing is that we do a very continuous promotion throughout the year with our sponsors,
Yes.
with our exhibitors, and of course with our strategic allies, including A3, to talk about the needs of having Industry 4.0, of automating processes, of bringing robots to like the technology in the plants, and to help, like not only the big companies that are more aware about these technologies, but also the small and medium companies to get familiarized with these technologies.
That's awesome. And yeah, you just spoke to that collaboration that we love to have with you guys as well. When you look ahead, what are some of the trends that you anticipate shaping the future of automation in Mexico manufacturing, and how do you believe companies can best prepare for these challenges?
Well, I think definitely one of the trends, and we can see it here as well, is artificial intelligence. There is no doubt that we have to look into that. In fact, the statistics says that between 2023 and 2030, the value of the artificial intelligence market will increase 780% global.
Wow.
So if we don't prepare for this,
Wow.
then we have to be afraid of it.
It's happening.
Yes, it is happening. And like in the case of Mexico, surprisingly, we are in a great path. 40% of the Mexican companies or companies in Mexico are already using AI.
Wow.
So, well, we still have to work on the other 60%, but it's coming. And I think together with A3 in Mexico, with your members, we can definitely help them to cover this path through AI.
Yes, we will. I have full confidence in that as well. Now, what are your aspirations when you think about Industrial Transformation Mexico, ITM, and promoting that adoption of automation? What do you see for the future of your event?
Yeah, well, as I was telling you, this is going to be our 6th edition. And Industrial Transformation is a baby from the Hannover Messe, like this worldwide Olympic industry platform. So thinking on that, my vision for ITM is to be that place, the Latin America Olympics of the industry,
A small goal.
Yes, very small. The place to showcase and launch new technologies, the place to be to get to know the technologies around, the place to innovate, but also the place to make business.
Yes. Make connections, meet those customers,
Correct.
get those connections with the OEMs or the producers or whatever end you're not on. You need to
Yes.
know the other folks in the industry.
Correct.
Can you share any success stories or notable outcomes resulting from past editions of ITM?
Yes, definitely. So while I was walking around here, I see that you have an Automate Startup Pavilion. And I want to tell you a success story about a startup that we have in ITM. So they started in 2019 within like a pavilion of a government, like sponsored. And there in their first edition, they got a very good customer. Then they came back the next edition with a booth on their own, small but on their own. And they start getting more and more customers as long as they grow with us. But also within ITM, we have a startup pitch contest.
Oh, fun.
And then the prize is to go to the Hannover Messe. And there is no doubt that this startup was like really making its way through, and last year they won the prize. So 2 weeks ago, they were in Germany pitching to the world,
Wow.
presenting their technologies in a global market, but also looking for distributors and opening their market opportunities. So those are some of the success stories that we have in our show.
So you're in this great position where you can really truly bring companies from Mexico and really give them that global audience that they're looking for.
Yes.
Wow, that's really incredible. Continuing to talk about collaboration and industrial collaboration, which is so important in this industry, as we've mentioned. How do you help facilitate that between the government even and then all of the manufacturers, et cetera?
Yeah, well, we've been really focused on having this like triple hélice collaboration. So government, private sector, but also the academy. That's something that we've been working very hard, and we have different programs within the show. But particularly today, I want to focus on one collaboration that we have with you, with A3.
Thank you.
So you've been our ally since the beginning of the show. And in fact, this last year you were granted this U.S. trade commercial opportunity to bring companies into Mexico. So we want to invite all of you that are here in the show to come tomorrow to the presentation at 4 o'clock at the theater. So you can get to know a little bit more of the grant and how you can come to ITM this year with A3 and us.
Actually, that's great. I'm so glad you mentioned that because, yeah, definitely wanted to bring up the grant. We're very excited that we've won this grant. But, you know, the reason that we're excited is that the purpose of this grant is to bring more U.S. companies who are our members into Mexico.
Yes.
And so this is kind of helping create that bridge. And you're here. And so, yeah, we're all here collaborating.
Yes, working together gets us farther.
So you've talked about, you know, Industry 4.0 a couple times. In what ways do you envision ITM evolving in responses to emerging trends, especially digital transformation and Industry 4.0?
Nowadays, we're talking about Industry 4.0, which is a term that has been over 13 years now. And it's time to go into a next step, which is what for and why. No? So why are we using this technology? What for? And that's where we center into like the society and the sustainability. So that's the process that we have to be looking into for the next editions of ITM.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Sustainability, that always catches my ear.
Yeah.
And that's what automation it brings you.
Correct. We have to look for more efficiency, yes, but also to reduce processes that are not good with the environment and not good with our society even, no?
Right, right, exactly. Yeah. Well, Azul, this has been so lovely to talk to you about you and the incredible work that you're doing in Mexico with ITM. Everyone, please go down and check out Industrial Transformation Mexico. Get your ticket. I'm sure you can go online to the website and check it all out. And thank you so much for joining me today, Azul.
No, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in October in Leon at the ITM show. Thank you so much for your collaboration.
Thank you. We're so excited, again, to feature our work here with Azul and ITM. Again, go to the website, check it out, and we'll see you in Mexico.